Students, explain a few concepts so that you'll understand the topic very quickly. Okay, first you need to understand what is degree of a polynomial. Okay, very easy. What is degree of a polynomial? Very easy to understand. The keyword is here degree. So you take any polynomial. For example, you take x power 3 plus 4x square plus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0 is a polynomial. Okay, so what is the degree in this polynomial? So very easy to identify. What is degree? First of all, what is degree? Degree is equal to highest power. Degree is equal to highest power in a polynomial. Okay, and if you observe, here there is no variable, no power. Here the power of x is 1, here the power of x is 2, here the power of x is 3. So I can choose 3 as my degree. Okay, so what is the degree of this above polynomial? The degree of this above polynomial is 3. Okay, if you see, 3 is the highest power. You take other examples. For example, you take this 4 is equal to 0. Okay, so what is the power of the x here? The power of the x is 1. And if you observe, the highest power is also 1. So here the degree is equal to 1. You take another equation, x square plus 3x plus 4 is equal to 0. And here you observe the highest power is 2. So this is the degree of this polynomial is 2. Now I will take another equation, x cube plus 4x plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. And what is the highest power here? Highest power is 3. Then that means degree is equal to 3. Very simple concept. Try to remember the highest power in any polynomial. Highest power in a polynomial is called degree. Now what is the use of this degree? Okay. So why to learn about this degree? Okay, so 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. Simply if you solve this, 2x plus 3 is equal to 0 plus 3 if I send that side it will become minus 3 because and x is equal to 2 if we send that side it will minus 3 by 2. So what is the x value? The x value is minus 3 by 2. So if you solve this equation we will get x value as minus 3 by 2. So how many values here we are getting for x here? Only one value. Okay. So without solving I can tell you that this equation holds highest power 1. That means the degree of this equation is 1. So if degree is 1, if you solve this, you will get only one value, or we can say one solution, or we can say one root, or all gives similar mean. Okay, the importance of degree is, okay, based on the degree, the values of that variable can be estimated very quickly. Okay, by seeing the equation only, we can tell how many values are possible. 2x plus 4 is equal to 5. 3x square plus 4x plus 5 is equal to 0. 2x cube plus 4x square plus 5x plus 4 is equal to 0. 3x to the power of 4 plus 4x to the power of 3 plus 3x to the power of 2 plus 2x to the power of 1 plus 5x plus 1 is equal to 0. All these are polynomials. But these polynomials also have a specific name. To take the first equation, 2x plus 4 is equal to 5. Here the highest power is 1. So the degree is equal to 1. Means if you solve this entire equation, you will get only x value as something. Okay, let's take x value, you'll get some value. Let's take an a. You'll get only one value. And if you see any such kind of equations, we will call them simply as linear equations. So try to understand what is a linear equation. So linear equation is an equation whose degree is equal to 1. That means you have x power 1 or y power 1 or something, any variable whose power is 1 only. So linear equation means whose taken some example general form ax plus b is equal to c. And if you observe the highest power is 1, so this is called as a linear equation. Okay, coming to second equation, 3x square plus 4x plus 5 is equal to 0. So here the highest power of x is 2, therefore degree is equal to 2. So what is the degree of this equation? Degree of this equation is 2. And if you solve this equation, we will get x values 2. You get x value as something and x value as something. Means you will get two values. Means if you solve this equation, we will get two values. Okay. And you know what is the name of this equation? The name of this equation is a quadratic equation. A quadratic equation. Remember the name. Quadratic equation. What is a quadratic equation? Quadratic equation is a polynomial whose degree is equal to 2. Okay, this is the most important topic. Okay, which I'm going to explain in detail. The quadratic equation is our topic. Okay, next come to this equation. Here the highest power is 3. That's what is called as cubical equation. It is called as cubical equation. And if you solve this equation, you will get x values, 3x values. You will get x value, and x value. Because the degree is 3, if you solve this equation, you get 3 values. If you see here, this equation, the highest power, yeah, here, 4. So the highest power is 4, so the degree is equal to 4. Okay, and then the name of this equation is called biquadratic equation. The name of this equation is called biquadratic equation. Here also, if you solve, you will get x values, 4x values. Okay, you will get 4x values. Means you will have 4 solutions here. It is time to learn in detail about quadratic equation. This is the topic. Okay, let me declare the topics here. So really, what we are going to learn in quadratic equations. Okay, board exam questions mainly based on solving quadratic equation. Solving a quadratic equation. So they will give you a quadratic equation and they'll ask you to find the values of x. We already know a quadratic equation whose degree is equal to 2, right? So if degree is equal to 2, we will get x values 2. Okay, you will get 2x values. Okay, a, b, something. If you solve any quadratic equation, you will get two values. The board questions based on solving. And second important topic we will study in quadratic equation is nature of roots. Nature of roots. Okay, so this is also an important topic. They may ask questions from nature of roots also. Means what kind of roots? Well, roots means nothing but x values. Roots means x values. After getting the values of x by solving, so we need to comment about them, about these roots. They are called roots, they are called solutions, these are called values. Okay, we need to comment about them. How? For example, think if it's solved, so x is equal to you got 3 and x is equal to you got some 5. Okay, so since it's a quadratic equation compulsory gives you two values. Don't forget this. Quadratic equation, two values compulsory. So x is equal to 3, x is equal to 5. If you observe 3 and 5, this roots, I mean, these solutions are okay, very different. Okay, we can say the roots or the solutions or the values are completely different. For example, you got like this: x is equal to 4, x is equal to 4. So how, what we can comment about them? We can comment about them as they are equal values or equal roots or equal solutions. So this is nothing but nature of the roots. Okay, we will study about nature of the roots here. Okay, then they'll ask you, okay, word problems. Okay, word problems, quadratic equation in general form. So what is a general format of a quadratic equation? Generally, a quadratic equation looks like this. A x square plus or minus whatever it may be, b x plus c equal to 0, where a comma b comma c are any parameters, means any values. Okay, a may be any number, b may be any number, c may be any number. The quadratic equation in general form looks like this. A x square plus b x plus c is equal to 0. Remember, the middle term is x power 1. Okay, towards left, x power 0. Towards right, no x. So this is the general form of a quadratic equation. For example, if you see any equation like this, 2x square plus 3 is equal to 0. Yes, it is a quadratic equation. Yes. Okay. It is a because the highest power is 2. Okay. Few students will get a doubt here. Sir, there is no x term. There is no x term. It have 2x square. After 2x square, there is no x term. Directly you have constant. Okay, that is not my problem. What is the definition of a quadratic equation? Degree must be 2. Degree must be 2, which means we must have x square. We must have a degree as 2. We must have a base whose power as 2. The base with x power 1 cannot be. That is not my criteria. My criteria in a quadratic equation is whether degree to exist or not, highest power to exist or not. For example, you take like this: 3x squared plus 4x is equal to 0. Sir, it is a quadratic equation. Yes, it is a quadratic equation because I have x squared, the degree 2. Sir, I don't have constant. That is not my criteria. My criteria is I need to have highest power 2. To take one more example, 3x squared plus 1, 5 is equal to 0. 3x squared minus 5 is equal to 0. Sir, it is a quadratic equation? Yes, it is a quadratic equation. Sir, why sir? Because we have a x squared term here. Okay. So is it a quadratic equation? Sir, it's a quadratic equation. This is not a quadratic equation. No. Because x square term is missing. That means highest power is missing. Degree 2 is missing here. In this equation, degree is equal to 1. If degree is equal to 1, this is called as a linear equation. Okay. So in any quadratic equation, the general form of a quadratic equation is this: ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Yes, it is a general form of a quadratic equation. Sometimes a constant may exist, may not exist. Okay, still a quadratic equation. Sometimes bx may exist, may not exist. Perfect, no problem. But compulsory it must exist. X square must looks like this: ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. And if you observe, the coefficient of x square, that is a, shouldn't be equal to 0. What happens if a becomes 0? If a becomes 0, 0 into something will be 0. So this term will vanish and this part will become a linear equation. If this term vanish, this will become a linear equation. So try to remember, a quadratic equation must look like this: ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Try to maintain this order: x square, x term, no x term. Okay, sometimes it may look like this: ax square plus bx is equal to 0. That means there is no constant term. Sometimes it may not exist x coefficient term. Okay, it looks like this. This is also a quadratic equation. This is also a quadratic equation. This is also a quadratic equation. According to the definition of a quadratic equation, degree must be 2. So here the degree, highest degree is 2. Here the highest degree is 2. Here the highest degree is 2. The form is equal to x square plus bx plus c equal to 0, and important condition is a should be 0. If a becomes 0, this part will vanish and this will become purely a linear equation. Okay, you consider an equation. For example, you take 2x square plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. Compare with your general form. Compare with your general form. If you compare with your general form, x square plus bx plus c equal to 0. To compare, yes, it is matching. It's matching. And in the place of a, we have 2. In the place of b, we have 3. In the place of c, we have 2. The students who can able to understand how to write these things, a value, b value, c value. Okay, if they understood how to write these three things, okay, they are following my lecture. Take another equation: 3x square minus 4x plus 5 is equal to 0. So first of all, highest power is 2. Yes, it is a quadratic equation and it can be comparable with x square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Since it is a quadratic equation, the general form of a quadratic equation is this. So general form, yes, this quadratic equation is in order: x square term, x term, no x term. And if you compare these coefficients, x square coefficient is a here x square coefficient is 3. I can write a is equal to 3. Here x square coefficient is b. Here x square coefficient is -4. Be conscious. Okay, here minus, the coefficient holds a minus. So many students forget to write this. If you forget to write the minus, finish. Your answer will be wrong. So if you observe here C, here the C value is 5, which is plus 5. Yes, it is plus 5. Most of them ignore plus. Okay, so try to be conscious whenever there is a minus sign. Okay, take one more equation. X square minus 3 is equal to 0. And compare with our equation. X square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. See, it is a quadratic equation. Yes, it is a quadratic equation because the highest power is 2. Yes, it's a quadratic equation. Sir, is it comparable with our standard form? Yes, it is. Since it is a quadratic equation, it can be compared. Then what is x square coefficient is here 4. So a here a equal to 4. Now, what is x coefficient here? B. What is x coefficient here? So what is x coefficient? There is no x coefficient. That's why I'll take b equal to 0. Then what is c equal to? C equal to minus 3. C equal to minus 3. Okay. So where plus 5x is equal to 0. Sir, it is a quadratic equation? Yes, it is a quadratic equation. What is the reason? The reason is the highest power is 2. Yes, it is a quadratic equation. Now, compare with your standard form, x square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So, if you compare with the standard form, here x square coefficient, here x square coefficient a, here x square coefficient is 2. So, I can write a is equal to 2. Here x coefficient is b, here x coefficient is 5. So I can write b equal to 5, and you observe there is no constant value c. Okay, so if there is no constant value here, one third term is missing, still it is called as a quadratic equation because we already know the quadratic equation main criteria is degree 2. For example, you take 2x square plus 3x plus 4 is equal to 0. Yes, yes, it is a quadratic equation. Yes, it is a quadratic equation. Simply, I can say the power, the highest power is 2. The highest power is 2. Okay. So, if the highest power is 2, that is called degree equal to 2. If degree is equal to 2, it is called as a quadratic equation. Okay. And you take one more. Okay, you take one more. X power minus 3, x power 3 minus 3 plus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, so we can simply say no, it is not a quadratic equation because meaningless. Okay, in the sense highest power must be 2, but here minus the something is there. So simply I can ignore it is not a quadratic equation. For example, you take something like this x plus 1 by x is equal to 5. So if something seen like this, yes, it is a quadratic equation. Sir, how? How can you say a quadratic equation? Because the power of x is 1 here, the power of x is 1 here. Sir, how can you say it is a quadratic equation? I can say it is a quadratic equation. My answer is correct because after solving this equation, what we'll get after taking LCM and all? You will get x square plus 1 by x is equal to 5. This side I'm taking LCM. I got this. Send x this side. You'll get x square plus 1 is equal to 5x. And bring 5x inside, it will become x square plus 1 minus 5x is equal to 0. Now see, the highest power is 2. Clear? See, if you see this equation, identifying it is difficult. But after successive solving, the final result, you see, so these both are same. These both are same. X square plus 1 minus 5x equal to 0 can be written as x plus 1 equal to 5. Both are same. After solving this one, okay, looking a little complex, but after solving, we'll get something nearly, okay, x square plus 1 minus 5x form. And if you observe the highest power is 2, so we can say it is a quadratic equation. We know already quadratic equation, the degree is equal to 2. So the degree highest power is 2 is a quadratic equation. So I can say x plus 1 by x is equal to 5 is also a quadratic equation. Yes, it is a quadratic equation. So identifying what kind of polynomial is a quadratic equation is also one of the important question. They may ask you in MCQs. Okay, they may ask you MCQs. Like they will give you, they'll say which of the following is a quadratic equation? Which of the following is a quadratic equation? And they'll give you four options, A, B, C, D. Okay, in any option, you may get something like this. Okay, for example, like 1 plus x plus equal to 4. What students will think? Students will think that here the highest power is 1, here also highest power is 1, so it is not a quadratic equation. But, but be calm, think, okay? And if you solve this, you'll get x square plus 1 by x is equal to 4 after taking LCM and all. So x square plus 1 is equal to 4x. We send x this side. And if you observe, this is the highest power. So you can choose option C as a quadratic equation. So like that, identifying a quadratic equation, okay, is also an important criteria. The most important concept is solving a quadratic equation. I can tell you the students who can solve a quadratic equation quickly, that this topic becomes very, very, very easy for them. Okay, so learn this, practice. Okay, take multiple questions from different resources, solve them. If you get the perfect answer, then you will become pro. You will become pro in quadratic equation. Nobody can stop you. Okay, try to understand what are the solving the quadratic equation. What are the different types? Okay, what are the different? There are three different types. There are three different methods. Okay, we can say methods. There are three different methods we have to solve a quadratic equation. Already you studied about the first method in your lower classes. That is called factorization method. The first method to solve a quadratic equation is factorization method. Don't confuse. Okay, factorization method is nothing but splitting middle term. Splitting middle term. Okay, so people who know tables, people who know factors, okay, they can solve quadratic equation very simply using factorization method. And the second method is, okay, ready-made method. It is very ready-made instant method. Ready-made, no need to put your efforts here. Simply solving, no need to use brain. Just by heart the formula you'll get it. So the second method is quadratic formula method. The second method is quadratic formula. If you learn formula, then solving become very easy. Quadratic formula, or it's also called as Sridharacharya formula. Sridharacharya, he is the person, okay, who formulated this. That's what is called Sridharacharya formula. Okay, completing square method, completing square method. This you don't need. Okay, focus on factorization method. Okay, if you know the factors, then it is very easy to solve a quadratic equation. Second is quadratic formula. So if you know the quadratic formula, and solving quadratic equation is very easy. Okay.
So they'll simply give you solve x square plus 6x plus 8 like that. So whenever you see a polynomial, you need to identify whether it is linear equation or quadratic equation or cubical equation or biquadratic equation. So identifying what type of equation will make our solving very easy. If you observe here, simply they gave solve x square plus 6x plus 8. Okay, so simply it is a quadratic equation. So we identify it is a quadratic equation. How we identified? Okay, because the highest power is 2, the degree is 2. Okay, so after identifying a quadratic equation, we have methods to solve it. The important method of solving the quadratic equation is factorization method, and next method is using formula. So if you compare this given equation with our general form ax square plus bx plus c, okay, so it is in order. Okay, the given question clearly in order. Okay, x square plus 6x plus 8. Okay, so we can compare this with our quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c. Now what method we are choosing to solve this equation? That is splitting middle term. So what is splitting middle term? So here the keyword is middle term. So in given question, what is the middle term? In given question, the middle term is clearly 6x. Okay, so x square plus 8 plus 6x. If you write x square plus 8 plus 6x, 8 can't be a middle term. Why? Because the quadratic equation always, okay, in the form of x square, then x term, then constant. If you see x square plus 8 plus 6x, x square after you should get 6x. Okay, so this is not in the order. So whenever there is question which is not in the order, we have to write it in the order. Okay, so x square plus 6x plus 8 is the perfect order of the quadratic equation. Okay, 6x term is called as the middle term. So our major work lies with middle term only. Okay, we need to understand how to split the middle term. Okay, so that the original value of the middle term should not be changed. We need to split 6x. Okay, we need to think about 6x, how to split. We can choose addition or separate, whatever maybe. But while multiplying, we must get extreme terms. Okay, for example, you take 6x as 2 terms. Okay, 6x can be split into 2 terms. Okay, so that the 2 terms when you multiply, you must get extreme term, that is 8x square. Okay, be clear that whenever you are splitting a middle term, okay, whether it is addition or subtraction, if you multiply those two numbers, you need to get compulsory the extreme terms. Okay, for example, if you add or subtract, okay, you should get middle term, that is 6x in this case, and if you have the plus 6x. But if you split the same numbers and multiply them, you must get, okay, extreme terms, that is x square into 8, which is 8x square. Okay, try to understand here. Split the middle term into two terms and the same numbers. If you multiply, you must get the extreme terms. Okay, so our focus is mainly on 6x. Okay, if you can split 6x, so that we can multiply those two numbers, that will match with our 8x square. This is the most important step in splitting middle term. So it is very clear that 6x can be written as plus 4x and plus 2x. If you observe, plus 4x and plus 2x will be plus 6x. Sir, why you wrote 6x as 4x and 2x? You can write 5x and 1x. You can write in 10x minus 4x. I wrote 6x as 4x plus 2x because if the same numbers I have to multiply, right? So if you multiply 4x into 2x, you will get 8x square, which is my extreme terms. Okay, try to understand. The middle term can be splitted in with any numbers. Okay, you can take any numbers to get the middle term, but be careful that the same numbers, if you multiply, it should give your extreme terms. That is very important. Okay, middle term can be splitted into any term. 6x can be 4 plus 2, 3 plus 3, 10 minus 4, anything. But when multiply those two numbers, compulsory should get extreme terms. That is the major logic in splitting middle term. Clear? So once again here 6x is the middle term. Okay, so this 6x can be split as 4x and 2x, so that if we add 4x and 2x, you will get 6x, and the same numbers if you multiply 4x into 2x, you will get 8x square. Hope you understood. Now take the equation x square plus 6x plus 8 equal to 0. Now this is in order. Yes or no? Clearly this is the x square plus bx plus c format, right? Now what is our method splitting middle term, right? So 6x will split as, okay, 6x will split as 2x plus 4x or 4x plus 2x. Okay, So we can write however we want. Okay, so if you rewrite the equation, okay, we can rewrite it as x square plus 2x plus 4x plus 8. Okay, so what I did, in the place of 6x I wrote 2x plus 4x. So be clear here, 2x plus 4x is 6x and 2 4 ja 8. X into x square, 8x square, we got extreme. Now simply what you have to do, regroup first two and regroup next two. Just underline them. Okay, so check what you can take common from first two terms. Okay, what you can take common from first two terms. Here I can take x as common. Yes or no? I can take x as common. So after taking x as common, okay, only one x left with first term and 2 is left with second term. So if I take x as common, x plus 2 will be in the bracket. Similarly from the next things, okay, be clear, out of 4x plus 8, okay, out of 4x plus 8 what you can take common? I can take 4 as common, right? Because 4 and 8 are there, 4 1 ja 4 2 ja. So here 4 is common, so x left. Here 4 2 ja 8, right? So we can write a 2 here. Okay, x plus 2 in the bracket. Okay, here a very important logic is, see, in brackets x plus 2 x plus 2. Okay, when you are solving a quadratic equation in splitting middle term, okay, be clear that in brackets you will get same term. So here is x plus 2 and here also x plus 2. Okay, that is when you get like this, that is the clear indication that you are doing in a perfect way. So now we can take x plus 2 and x plus 2 as common outside. Okay, see, before plus and after plus, x plus 2 is common term. So try to take x plus 2 out as a common factor. Then what left? Okay, after taking x plus 2 as common, x plus 4 left. Yes or no? It is very clear that x plus 4 left. Okay, now if you observe that term is splitted as x plus 2 into x plus 4, we got two factors. That's what is called factorization method. Now x plus 2 equal to 0, we'll get x is equal to plus 2, that's a minus 2. Similarly, x plus 4 equal to 0, x is equal to minus 4. Okay, so finally we got two values. Quadratic equation always gives you two values, right? So we got one value, x is equal to minus 2, we got x is equal to minus 4. Since it is a quadratic equation, degree is 2. When you solve, we will get two values. Okay, that is the same story I'm telling from the beginning of this chapter. Okay, so after solving x square plus 6x plus 8, okay, by using splitting middle term, we got x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to minus 4. These are called factors, these are called roots, or these are called zeros, or these are called solutions, these are called values. All are same.
Now consider this equation 2x square plus 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. So this equation is in order. Then plus 5x will become my middle term. So I need to split plus 5x. I need to split 5x so that when I multiply, I'll get 2 2 ja 4x square. So I need to get 4x square. This is the case to multiply. This is the case to add or subtract. Your wish. Add or subtract. So 5x, I need to split 5x so that if you multiply the same numbers, I should get 4x square. So 4 plus 4x plus 1x over. So plus 4x plus 1x is obviously 5x. And if I multiply same 4x into 1x, okay, 4 1 ja 4, 4 into x square. I got my extreme values. Okay, 4x square. Okay, if you split 5x in such a way that the same numbers, if you multiply, you must get the 4x square. So already I tracked the logic here. What I can write 5x square is I can write 2x square. I'm not disturbing the extreme terms, only I'm disturbing the 5x. I'm splitting 5x as 4x plus 1x here. Plus or minus is also very important. So I splitted 5x as 4x plus 1x, and plus 2 is my extreme. I'm writing simply. So now what next term? Simply group these two, group these two. Very simple. If I just put it underline them, it will become very easy. Then think what you can take common from the first two. I can take 2 1 ja, 2 2 ja, right? So I can take 2. 2 is the factor. And here x square x, I can take 1x also. Okay, I can take 2x as common. So already 2x is common out, so x is left here. Already 4x, x is common, 2 2 ja 4, x plus 2 is the. Okay, just verify. 2x into 2x into x, 2x square, plus into plus 2, 2x into 2, 4x. Okay, then what you can take from this? I can take only 1 as common. It will become x plus 2 equal to 0. So 1 into x, 1x, 1 2 ja 2. Now simply just write what is there in the bracket. Just write x plus 2. Okay, then after taking x plus 2 as common, what left here? 2x, here plus 1. Just write down 2x plus 1. So these are your values. Okay, if you can reach till here, if you can understand till here, then the game is done, almost done. So how to find the roots? We can call them as roots, we can call them as solutions, we can call them as zeros. Okay, I'm introducing here, we can call them as zeros or we can call them as values. Okay, all are same. So here if you observe x plus 2, we got one factor, 2x plus 1 as another factor. If you want to find roots or solution or zeros, whatever it may be, just equate them to x plus 2 is equal to 0. From this, x is equal to minus 2. Here also 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Then 2x is equal to plus 1, and that will become minus 1. Then x is equal to minus 1 by 2. So these are the values we got. What are equal to 0. So now we are doing splitting middle term, right? Okay. So there is one more method that is also called as quadratic formula method. Quadratic formula method. I'm going to explain after finishing splitting middle term. Okay. So take this question. Solve x square minus x minus 12 equal to 0. So, okay, think in your brain. Okay, this is the quadratic equation. Yes. And order. Yes, it's following order. A x square plus bx plus c. Yes, it is in order. Okay, now x square minus x minus 12 equal to 0. Rewrite in order. So our given question is in order, so I'm rewriting it is in order. Now, we are doing splitting middle term, right? So we need to think about middle term. So what is our middle term? Middle term is minus x. So if you add or subtract, you must get minus x. And meanwhile, if you multiply, you must get plus into minus. Here minus is there, here plus is there. Plus into minus, minus x square into 12x square. Okay. So if you find the logic to split this, okay, then it becomes very easy to get this. 4x minus 3x. 4x minus 3x is simply an x, 1x. But I need to get minus x. Just interchange. So plus 4x, no, minus 4x plus 3x, right? So plus 4x plus 3x will give you minus x. Yes, which is matching my middle term, and multiply same numbers minus 4x into 3x. We get plus into minus minus 4 3 is 12 x into x square. Yes, perfect matching. So I can split my minus x as minus 4x plus 3x, which is minus x. Sir, how you got 4x and 3x into your brain? Because simply take 12 here. What are the factors of 12? 12 1 ja 12, one case. Okay, 2 6 ja 12, one case. 3 4 ja 12, one case. See, if you add, you will get 13. If you subtract, you will get 11, which is not matching. If you add, you will get 8. And subtract, you will get 4. It's not matching because I need to get minus x here, right? So if you add these, you will get 7. If you subtract this, you will get 1. Somewhat it is matching. So these two are ruled off and 3 into 4 is taken. So 3 4 are 12. And we should get minus. So minus 3 into minus 4 is minus 12. But in addition, in middle term, we need to get minus x. So minus x means keep negative symbol to bigger value. So it will get value here, minus x here. So simply take splitting middle term method, right? So simply take splitting middle term, you will get x square minus x can be written as what? Minus 4x plus 3x, and extreme terms I'm leaving like that. See, minus 4 minus 3 is minus 1x. 4 minus 4x minus plus 3x is minus 12x. Perfectly matched. Now just simply underline, take common. What will get common here? Nothing, only x will get common. So what left? X minus 4. Once recheck x into x square plus into minus minus x into 4 4x plus what you can take common here, 3 I can take common. After taking 3 common, x will be left, right? 3 into x 3x plus into what will become minus here, plus into minus, right? Plus into minus will give you minus 3 4s are 12. Is it matching? 3 plus into plus plus 3 into x 3x plus into minus minus 3 4s are 12 is equal to 0. Okay, and always remember whatever you're getting in the bracket, okay, they look same. They are same. Okay, if they are same, your answer is correct. So take x minus 4 bracket term as common, x minus 4 outside. So what left here? X is left, here plus 3 is there. So x plus 3, simply do this, equal to 0. Okay, and after that, we need to find roots or zeros, whatever it may be. So x minus 4 equal to 0. From this x is equal to 4. Here x plus 3 is equal to 0. From this x is equal to minus 3. See, it is a quadratic equation. We will get two values. Okay, one x is equal to 4. Another one is x equal to 3. You take x is equal to 4 and put it in the equation, it will satisfy. You take x equal to minus 3 and put it in the equation, it will satisfy.